my name's Claire and this is Stitch So thank you so much for joining me today for another episode of Friday Sews. Apologies for not being around last week. I was suffering really badly with hay fever. I pretty much lost my voice completely and I didn't want to film not really being able to talk properly and also, you know, sniffing and snuffling my way through it. So I'm back today with my usual Friday Sews, a little bit talking to you about what I've been up to in terms of sewing, my plans and just general sewing chit chat. So if that interests you, please stick around with me today. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that watched my last video, which was a collaboration project with a lovely Marissa from the Umbrian Sewers. We both sewed up each other's favourite Waves and Wild kids pattern and made some lovely versions. So if you haven't checked that video out, please do so. It does actually include a little prize giveaway, so do check out that video if you want to still be in a chance of winning that giveaway. This is going out on Friday the 24th of June and we're probably looking to announce the winner on Monday the 27th, maybe Tuesday the 28th, round about that sort of time, and that will be announced on my community page. So if you're watching that sort of between now and Monday or Tuesday and you haven't entered that giveaway, please do go ahead, check out the videos and enter the prize draw. So what have I been up to in the last couple of weeks? So I've done quite a lot of sewing over the last few weeks. Some of it is to do with the collaboration that I'm actually doing with Crystal from my social thread, and that video will be coming out later on next week. So I won't go into too much detail about those. We have announced sort of what we're making. We're doing the pearl cardigan from Tilly and the Buttons and the Jennifer Lauren Bastion culottes. So I've sewn up my version of the pearl cardigan. I did a toile for the culottes and I've now I've just finished my actual version of the culottes too, and so both of us will talk about obviously our experiences with sewing those patterns and our thoughts and feelings on that, so please do watch out for that video as well. But I've also done a little bit of other sewing that I can talk about over the last couple of weeks. One of the things is for my husband and the other two things are for my boys. So I think I'll talk to you about what I made for my husband first. Now you'll probably all be really aware of the fact that there is a challenge being run by Adam from Adam Sews and Lisa from One Lisa Show, who are running a challenge in June called He Made June 22, and the idea is just to sort of get people sewing up men's patterns and just sort of give people make people realise really that it's much more limited for men's sewing patterns, and just sort of to highlight that really. So I have sewn up the Wardrobe by Me tropical shirt and I'll just get that for you. So here's my version of the Wardrobe by Me tropical shirt. Apologies if it's a little bit hard to see sort of the details of this. It's quite a busy print and obviously in dark fabric as well. It's a cotton poplin that I bought from Pound Fabrics. It's actually got a really lovely feel to it. Very sort of smooth, quite almost like a lawn feeling to it actually. It's not as thin as a lawn, but it's very, very smooth, which is really, really nice. And as I say, the Wardrobe by Me tropical shirt, and it's got a little pocket here, which again is really hard to see on there, and it's got some little pleats just in the back here, one here and one here. They obviously got the camp collar, that's sort of a tradition of the sort of Hawaiian style or bowling style shirt, and it's also got on the hem a little sort of split hem detail as well, which I really like. Yeah, I obviously made this for my husband, and I slightly graded up the pattern. Now the pattern ran to a 3X, and I'm not quite sure of the sizing on that, but it wasn't particularly large for what you would think of as a 3X size if you were to buy from a shop. I would say in sort of ready to wear clothes, my husband is an extra large generally. He's quite tall, 6'1", 2", fairly broad shouldered, you know, a little bit of a tummy, etc., but he's not a big guy. But he wanted a loose fit, a bit on the oversized size for him. So what I did is I took the pattern pieces, and when I traced the pattern, yes, I traced a pattern, I never do that, but I didn't want to cut into it knowing that I didn't quite know whether I was making the right size or not, and I basically just graded out another size around it, and actually that's worked out really well. I'm really quite pleased with that. I've never done that particularly before. I've graded in between sizes for myself. I always generally need to grade out for the waist and hips for myself, but I've never done sort of a full sort of grading of a pattern, so that was really good. I don't know about you, but normally I am a PDF girl and I print those off and piece them together or get them done at a copy shop, and I then just cut into the pattern because I can't be faffing around generally with tracing. But this particular time I actually bought the paper pattern, and just trying to look around and see if I can see it, which I can't, no. And so yeah, as I say, I bought the paper pattern because it was on offer, and so I decided that I would trace. I didn't buy any fancy tracing paper. I just used baking paper, like a white colour baking sheet, which is obviously very similar in texture to tracing paper. It's got slightly more of a waxy texture to it, but it still worked quite well. The only thing that probably was a little bit more tricky is trying to sellotape the pieces together. I couldn't use cheap sticky tape, should I say, rather than sellotape. Sellotape's a brand. Yeah, I needed to use a decent make basically, because otherwise it wouldn't stick together. But that all went really well, so I was really pleased with that. My husband's really chuffed with the item. He's being a little bit shy about having his photo taken, so I may or may not achieve an actual photo of him in it, but I will certainly put some pictures up of it on the hanger, so that hopefully you can see some of the details a little bit better. But yeah, the instructions were really good. It's the first time I've done a collar of any sort. I know it's not a proper sort of stand-up collar. I did do it slightly wrong the first time, and somehow I managed to take the collar right to the end of this sort of edge piece here, and then I thought, hang on a minute, I've done something rather wrong here. But I'd already cut into the seam when you've sewn the seam, and then you cut into it to kind of do the next stage, if you like. So I had to unpick the collar quite carefully, re-sew it, obviously not using the same large seam allowance, but actually I think I achieved it reasonably well, and he certainly hasn't noticed that I had to slightly fudge it, shall we say. But I don't think, well, unless you've got a trained eye, I mean, who's going to be looking round at your collar in that much detail? Yeah, he doesn't know, and what he doesn't know doesn't hurt him. So yeah, really chuffed with that one, and I will definitely be looking to make more for him in the future. Those of you that have watched my videos before will know that myself and my husband have been watching the Sewing Bee together, and I joked last time that I was going to ban him from watching it, because every single time we watch it he decides that he wants something else, and his list is getting longer than my list almost, which is just unacceptable, isn't it? And again, this week, again, he said, oh, can I have one of those? Seriously, stop asking me to sew you stuff. It's ridiculous. He's already asked me to sew some shorts, like as a matching cord for this. I'm not sure, it won't look a little bit pajama-y myself. But if any of you have got any recommendations for a shorts pattern or a shorts and trouser pattern, even better, that, you know, 2-in-1 type thing, then do let me know. Requirements are, it needs to have pockets, obviously, and for a woven fabric. Other than that, at this stage, I don't have any other specific requirements. So if you do have any pattern recommendations, I would be really, really grateful for those. Thank you so much. Now, the next thing that I have been making is a couple of t-shirts for my two boys. In the video that I spoke about earlier with the collaboration I did with Marissa, I made a hoodie, and in the hoodie I lined it with a really cute whale fabric that I got from the lovely Helen from Stitch Rip Repeat when she was doing a D-stash on her D-stash Instagram account. And yeah, I picked up this gorgeous sort of white background, but with blue whales on, and I used that to line the hood. Now, I had loads of that fabric left, and so I decided that I would whip up 2 t-shirts for my boys. This is for my older son. He's 7. I've made the age 9, I think, Waves and Wild pattern. And this is the Explorer Raglan tee. And then I've made a smaller version for my younger son. He's 3. I think I made the age, this might be the age 5. I'm not sure. I'll pop it up on the screen. No, I think it's the age 4. I think it's the age 4. And yeah, they're super cute. I'll try and get some pictures of the boys. I only finished hemming these this evening, actually, when I got in from work, so I haven't managed to try them on the boys yet, but I have made t-shirts using this pattern before, so I'm fairly convinced that they'll fit quite nicely. So I love this pattern. It sews up super quickly because of it being the raglan sleeve. You're not having to obviously on a regular t-shirt you're normally having to do that curve seam round the shoulder head, but the raglan sleeve, obviously you're just sewing like 4 straight lines to put the sleeves in, so it comes together super quick. I did all of it on my overlocker apart from the top stitching, so again that made it super speedy, and I just sort of batch sewed those together, which was I've never actually done that for t-shirts for the boys before, and I certainly will be doing that in the future, because it just they just whizzed up so quick, and then just doing them together, yeah, I'll definitely look to, in the future, if I've got, you know, a reasonable amount of fabric that's enough for both of them, I'll look to do that in the future too. So yeah, a definite favourite pattern of mine. I'm a huge fan of Waves and Wild, as you will know if you've watched any of my previous videos, so I'm sure there'll be plenty more versions in the future. Their patterns are really super reasonable, and a good size range on them as well. I think they go from preemie baby right up to the age of 12, so if you buy one of their patterns it's going to last you for ages if you're sewing up for kids. So what have I bought anything in the last couple of weeks? No fabric. Have I bought anything? I have bought a couple of items, and I'll grab them. Very small items, bear with me. So as I say, I've only bought a couple of small items in relation to sewing, no fabrics as such. I bought some buttons, which I bought for my Bastion culottes. I just picked up a packet of buttons on Amazon. It was a packet of 10 buttons. It came in this packaging here. I've used most of the buttons now, and they were just quite a basic but quite pretty. I don't know how well that's going to come up, so if it doesn't come up very well I'll try and take a photo. They've just got a bit of an iridescent shine on them, and they're in a sort of a navy colour. and obviously the 4 holes there. So yeah, I think there was like I want to say £3.99, maybe £3.49 for a packet of 10. So that was really reasonable, I thought, and quite nice for, you know, a fairly basic batten. Now the only other thing that I've bought is some friction markers, and I bought a packet of 4 in blue, black, red and green, and these are, you can draw on your fabric and then you can remove the mark with an iron. I've bought heat erasable pens before and they've been really great. I haven't bought this particular brand. I bought like a cheap generic brand previously on Amazon, but they just kept drying up, which was really annoying. So yeah, I've gone for a proper sort of branded make this time. So hopefully those will work out really well. So far so good. Obviously they do, you know, they have advised to always try it on a test piece of fabric to make sure that type of fabric, it's not going to stay for some bizarre reason. But all in all, happy little buy. So in terms of plans for the upcoming week, I've got a pattern test that I need to do. I've cut out the pattern and the fabric. I just need to sew that up now, so hopefully that will come together quite quickly, and then obviously I need to kind of give my feedback on the pattern, etc. So that's one of the things I need to do this week. I'd also like to do another refashion of a t-shirt for a t-shirt for one of my boys. So my husband had a bit of a clear out of some of his clothes that he's not loving anymore, for one reason or another, and one of the items was this t-shirt here, and I don't know why he's fallen out of love with this one, but he has. But I really like the print. I love this tiger print, so I think it would look really great for a t-shirt for probably my older son. I refashioned a t-shirt for my younger son a couple of weeks ago, and I think this will sew up really nicely for a t-shirt, yeah, for my older son, and it can be another entry into the sewing challenge that is being run by Sew Joey, which is t-shirt for summer 2022. And the idea with that is that you sew up a t-shirt dress or a knit jumpsuit, and you can post in the month of June, obviously tagging in Sew Joey, and you're in with a chance of winning some really fantastic prizes. If you hop over to the lovely Jo's channel, she's been doing a whole sort of catalogue of videos that demonstrate all the different sponsors of the challenge, and there's so many prizes, so she's done super well, so thank you, Jo. And yeah, another hopefully quick and simple make, but using kind of a recycled garment, if you like, to make it loved again. So yeah, hopefully that one will work out quite nicely as well. If I've got chance, I'd quite like to make a t-shirt for myself, but I don't know whether I'm being a bit ambitious. I haven't decided on the pattern or fabric, but I've just got that in the back of my head that I'd like to do that. I have tried in the past twice to make the Galaxy t-shirt by Pattern Scissors Cloth, and the first one I made was too big, the second one I made was too small, and I'm hoping the third one might be just right, just like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So yeah, I would really like to nail that pattern because I really like it. I think it looks brilliant on other people, and I don't understand why for some reason I can't seem to get that pattern right. It's on my Make 9. I have accomplished it because I have sewn it up, and that particular version, I'll pop a picture up here, was a lovely blue, not quite a royal blue, a bit brighter than a royal blue, and yeah, I sewed that up, and it's now lives with my sister, that particular top, so she's quite happy. She got a brand new top, but I was still left with no Galaxy t-shirt that actually fits me. I wear the other one that I made that's way too big to bed, and that's absolutely fine because it's roomy and comfortable and it doesn't matter that it's massive, but one day I will accomplish a Galaxy t-shirt of my very own that actually fits me, so fingers crossed I might accomplish that as well. So I think that is everything from me today. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do give me a like. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you would consider doing so. I really do appreciate everybody that does like and comment my videos. It really does help YouTube to promote my videos, and so more people get to see them. So if you are able to just hit that like button, that would be fantastic, and please do drop me a comment, let me know what you guys are up to in terms of sewing. If you've got any pattern recommendations for anything that I've been talking about today, particularly the men's trousers / shorts pattern, I would be super grateful. But until next time, take care, happy sewing, bye bye.